Item number 9, proclamation recognizing October as Head Start Awareness Month. Lojinos Gonzalez, Vice Chair, Board of County Commissioners.
So I invite everybody to come up, and after I read the proclamation, give you time to discuss the proclamation and Head Start. So I'd like to move for approval a proclamation recognizing October as Head Start Awareness Month. Whereas Head Start has operated nationally, including within the city of Colorado Springs and El Paso County, Colorado, since 1965 to provide high-quality, comprehensive early childhood education programs and services to meet the needs of young children in low-income families, as well as children who have special needs and their families, while assisting families in meeting their goals to improve their self-sufficiency. And whereas the Head Start program has had a significant impact on local economies throughout the country by preparing children for success in school and life, by addressing the child's cognitive, emotional, physical, and social development, resulting in increased earnings, employment, and family stability, and decreased public assistance need, crime costs, grade repetition, and special education. And whereas the Community Partnership for Child Development, Giving Children a Head Start, the local agency that administers the Head Start program in El Paso County, Colorado, has clearly demonstrated effectiveness, leadership, and innovation by building upon its strengths of parental involvement, board of directors' dedication, and staff member commitment. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado, proclaims the month of October as National Head Start Awareness Month in El Paso County, recognizing the Community Partnership for Child Development, Giving Children a Head Start, and other Head Start grantee agencies throughout the country and the important role they play in our county. Done this 10th day of October 2019 at Colorado Springs, Colorado, the Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado. Mark Waller, Chair, Lojinos Gonzalez, Vice Chair, Stan VanderWerf, Holly Williams, Cami Bremer, members, attested to by Chuck Borman, County Clerk and Recorder.
Second.
So thank you for coming us. If you could just state your name, sign in, and then
Sure.
give us an update.
Yes, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Noreen Landis Tyson. I am the CEO of CPCD, Giving Children a Head Start. And this is Lindy Conter. She is our board chair. And we are very fortunate as a nonprofit organization to have an absolutely fabulous board. And I wanted to thank Lindy for being here today, and thank all of you for recognizing the importance of Head Start in our community. As was stated in the proclamation, Head Start has been in this community since 1965 when it was founded nationally. At that time, there were about 50 children who were being served. We serve children 0 to 5, 80% of whom are living in poverty. And right now, we are serving 1,800 children and families in El Paso County, so we're larger than several of the school districts here in the county. We are partnering with 6 different school districts. They provide us with free classroom space, and those districts are Harrison School District 2, Security Widefield School District 3, Fountain Fort Carson School District 8, Colorado Springs School District 11, Academy School District 20, and Falcon School District 49. We could not do what we do in this community without those partnerships. If we had to pay for space for the Head Start program in this community, we would be serving about a third fewer children and families. The need is great, particularly in our early Head Start program, which is 0 to 3. I don't know how familiar you are with the need for infant and toddler early care and education. It's extremely expensive. In many cases, it's not affordable. And if you're living in poverty, it's definitely not affordable. So the economic impact that we have in the community, we allow families to go to work. We are a 2-generation program. We are ensuring that young children are caught up and ready to be successful in school when they go to kindergarten. But at the same time, we are improving the economic stability of families. Literally half of what we do is support of the family. You cannot impact the life of the young child unless you're also impacting the family in which they live. I think a lot of people don't realize that 20% of the children and families that we're serving, the children have identified disabilities. So we are also making sure that they get the services that they need to be able to often staff out by the time they get to kindergarten and no longer need special education services. The younger you start, the better. 25% of our families are military connected, and we are the only Head Start program in the entire country that owns a building, a standalone building on an Army post. We have our own building that has 6 classrooms in it, and that's where we serve a lot of military families, not the only place that we do, but we are the only ones in the entire country, so we're pretty proud of that. Yes. Then I wanted to make sure that I let you know that we're a pretty large employer here in El Paso County. We have 365 employees on staff. So the economic impact of our program in so many ways, not only immediately but long term, is quite significant. So we're very proud of what it is we do. So in the footsteps of Andy, I am going to say that we also have a partnership with the Colorado Springs Conservatory Arts, and the arts definitely improve the math skills of the young children that we are serving, as well as their social emotional development. So we are heavily into ensuring that the arts are a part of our curriculum at all times, and the conservatory has been a wonderful partner for at least 10 years. Our biggest event is coming up on October the 30th. It is what we call the Chair Project. We use Little People chairs to really highlight the need for more services in the community. We want to bring more chairs for children to the table. And this year we are actually featuring 40 chairs that have actually been painted by local artists, and they will be at our event. We have a breakfast event at 7:30 in the morning, and we have an evening event at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, both of which are free. There is, of course, an ask to support the program, but we want that to be because the participants believe in our mission and what it is we're doing, so there's no requirement to actually contribute, but we feel very strongly that we could convince anybody who joins us that they should be supporting Head Start in some way. And I want to finish by saying we have 1,000 volunteers a year that volunteer in our program. So we see the commitment from the community. We are appreciative of the commitment from the community, not only financially, but in terms of time. And we're very grateful to have the support and the recognition from the county commissioners to help us celebrate Head Start Month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would anybody else like to speak?
I think my only comments are that the board of directors is community-based, but we also have a parent board of directors because we feel it's one of the most important things is that the parents have a voice. So there is a very strong parent team, there's a strong community team, and our staff is, bar none, the best in town, I think, personally. I'm not biased. No, I'm not biased. But we thank everyone for the opportunity for you to understand more about CPCD and Head Start, and we invite you to come for a Get on the Bus tour, which will take you to some of our sites, and you can see the children. And I guarantee, as soon as you walk in and that first child walks up and grabs your knee and says, "Hi," you're dead. You've got it. You are with it forever. But thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for this proclamation.
Thank you. So do we have any comments from the dais? Commissioner Bremer.
I guess I'm kicking it off here. Thank you for being here with us. You know, one of the reasons we do proclamations and resolutions like this is just to raise awareness and to also have the opportunity to hear exactly what you're doing. I've been vaguely familiar with Head Start in the community, but it's wonderful to hear the actual tangibles. And I had, as you were talking and updating us a little bit, I had many, many thoughts. And, you know, in addition to the the ease of operations for you guys to have donated space from all those school districts that you listed. In addition to that, I have to believe that there's kind of an intangible benefit again to if your goal is to have those children ready for kindergarten, that's a very it's an easier transition for them to perhaps be in or closer to their neighborhood school, the community that's helping support them. And so that sense of stability and the work that you all have put in behind the scenes to make sure those partnerships stay in place is impressive. And I just wanted to let you know that I see that is a huge piece of really ultimately what you get to do, how you get to affect families' lives. And I believe too that actually my son was born and was in the early intervention program for the first 3 years of his life, referred to Head Start in the school district, and will be ready for kindergarten next year. So while we did not end up needing Head Start for developmental disabilities, I have a firm grasp of exactly where you guys can surround a family and get a child from point A to point B. And that's just, we can talk about economic impacts, we can talk about all the other things, but really it's priceless. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner VanderWerf.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I also want to thank you for the programs that you offer for our community. They are exceptional, and we all know how important it is for young people in our community to have kind of a healthy and loving environment. That provides the greatest opportunities for them to be successful later in an appropriate way where they are contributing to our society and they have a healthy life themselves. Those early formative years are the key time to reach out to those kids in order for them to be successful in life later on. So I know you're working in that arena, and I think helping families to be successful in helping their children to get to those kinds of places is outstanding. And I did go on your website while we were talking here, and I'm amazed at the workshops, and I'm going to do a shameless plug and just mention a couple of them here. You have a wellness club, you have a Cooking Matters program, financial literacy, healthy snacking, a book club, a CPR first aid certification program, a fatherhood connection program, the grandparenting support group, which I think is great because some kids are raised by their grandparents. Another program that talks about how to make parenting fun. A program for picky eaters. I guess that's for parents to figure out how to get their kids to eat. And also to do healthy shopping on a budget, which I imagine is always a challenge for people that don't have a lot of resources. So these are, just on the titles, I can tell they're great programs. So I just want to thank you for offering these programs in our community. I have no doubt they're put to great use, and keep on doing this wonderful work. And thank you for coming here today. It's our honor to give you this proclamation.
Thank you, Commissioner.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Commissioner Williams.
Well, I have two daughters who graduated from Head Start. So my husband always talks about my youngest, who went into Head Start and later graduated as the salutatorian from Rampart High School. I like to talk about the other one, number 3. Her name is Lindsay. At age 2.5, you can understand a word she was saying. And so we went into the doctor and had a neurological exam, and it turned out she had a neurological deficit on that nerve that controls all of the mouth muscles. And it was pretty devastating, because both my husband and I make our living talking. So, what do you do? It was pretty devastating. And so she got into Head Start. She did 2 full years of Head Start. Back then it was at Pine Valley.
Right.
And Diane was one of the teachers. Mm-hmm. I cannot remember the other one.
You have a great memory.
Yeah, just blessed ladies. And then about by age 8, she finally graduated out of speech therapy, and she could speak and have friends, but she's just an amazing person now, but I will always be thankful to Head Start for how they helped us get there, and my granddaughters in Head Start too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. On my behalf, as a teacher, I just see how important it is for children to be prepared when they do enter school, and seeing all the great work that you and Head Start throughout the country does to help prepare those children. I was a teacher with District 2 before. I still substitute teach every now and then, so I get to all the schools, and I do see all the signs for how they, they do offer the Head Start. And of the schools you mentioned, 3 of the 6 are in my county district, and so 2, 3, and 8 are well represented by Head Start, and it's just always a pleasure to work with the next generation. They are our future, and so making sure that they are well prepared is vitally important to not just our county but our great country. And so with that, I will take the roll. Commissioner Bremer.
Aye.
Commissioner VanderWerf.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
And the Vice Chair votes aye. That passes unanimously. We will take a recess for a photo.
Wonderful.